Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Thursday, maybe? Lost track of the days. I say good afternoon because it is actually about 20 past 1. I haven't sat down to record to say hello to you today. I did sit down and record the Q&A video for yesterday, but I haven't said hello yet today. So hello, my glasses are absolutely filthy. As always, today is a work day. And I have just finished, well, I say finished, they're still in the pan, but I am at the last stage of the final clubs. So as of tomorrow, I will be able to actually share my dyeing without it having to be in black and white, which will be nice. Yeah, they're nearly done. I think I'm happy with them. I never know if I'm happy with them or not until I actually kind of get them out and knit them up and goodness knows, but I'm happy. I'm sure you will be happy. But I'm trying to plan for May and June, really, for shop updates. I've got a few things coming up. So I haven't really got anything coming up in May, but in June, I am vending virtually vending at both Wool Monty at Home and the Yarncraft online festival as well. Typically they're the same weekend, which I hadn't quite planned for. When I applied to the Yarncraft one, didn't quite realise that it was the same weekend as the Monty at Home one. But I've been in contact with both organisers, and because they're both virtual, neither of them are worried if I vend at both. I was really worried about stepping on toes and kind of vending at 2 shows the same weekend and upsetting people. But I got in contact and they're both happy for me to do both. And obviously because they're virtual, that's possible. So I know I'm planning stripes. I'm planning a big batch of stripes for that weekend. I'm also planning to do some sock sets, some sort of summer sock sets. I haven't quite come up with a name or a theme actually fully. I've got an idea, but I haven't quite come up with it. But I'm thinking of doing some sock sets that I'll offer in both 70 grams, so you get 50 grams and a mini, and also the 120 grams, so you get 100 grams and a 20 gram mini. So I'm going to do that with some kind of, I'm thinking kind of pastel-y, fun, pretty kind of colours. I feel like I haven't dyed anything completely new, apart from obviously the clubs, for a while. I've been doing a lot of kind of bringing back the nostalgia clubs, bringing back the gradient mini bundles and stuff like that. So it'll be fun to come up with a new collection of sock sets. And then I'm trying to work out what else to do. So for May, I'm planning a shop update. I think it'll probably be the 8th of May. And that will be May's gradient mini bundle. And maybe a couple more nostalgia club colours. And I'm thinking I might just do a new fun mini bundle, something kind of spring, summer related, just some fun colours in a mini bundle. Or maybe I could do, maybe I should do some scrappy boxes. I haven't done scrappy boxes for ages. Maybe I'll do some scrappy boxes. I do 5 10 gram minis. in a little scrappy box, and they're just fun for me to play. They're a mix of colours and it's just kind of fun. I might do that. Scrappy boxes, that's a plan. And then I'm planning on doing a summer treat box, similar to my Easter treat box or my Christmas Eve box. And I think I'm launching that on the 15th of May, and then they'll ship at the end of June, so that it kind of coordinates for both the Scottish summer holidays and also the English summer holidays. So they'll arrive at the end of June, ready for if you're in Scotland for the summer holidays, or you can save them a little bit longer if you're in England and have them for the summer holidays at the end of July. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm contemplating bringing back my Cupcake Club colourways. So in 2018, maybe, or 2019, goodness knows, a couple of years ago, I did a Cupcake Club, which was 6 months. So there's 6 colourways, and each was inspired by a different flavoured cupcake, and I had cupcake cards printed with the recipes on, and we collaborated with various different kind of stitch marker makers, notions makers and stuff like that. But I haven't brought the colourways back since. So I'm thinking I might bring the Cupcake Club colourways back. I might revamp them because I use different dyes now. So I might revamp the Cupcake Club colourways and launch them as a collection, and maybe do them as mini bundles as well for the June show. Yeah, I might do that. What do you reckon? I was thinking of doing a Wizard of Oz collection inspired by the Wizard of Oz and characters and stuff like that. But I did spot that another indie dyer has had that idea and announced it before I could come up with the idea. So I won't do that, because I don't want to make it look like I've stolen somebody else's idea. But maybe I can do that another year. Right, I have got about an hour and a half before I have to go and pick up the boys. So I am going to sit. I am going to get a bit of knitting done. I am working on my picnic blanket socks, which I've not picked up since I cast on the rib. But I've done the first little ruffle. I don't know if you can quite see there. I've done the first little ruffle. So I think I'm going to sit and work on these for a little bit and just have a bit of peace and quiet, because I'd intended to do that this morning, and then I ended up doing housework and all kinds of other bits and pieces. So yeah, I need just half an hour of peace and quiet while I wait for my yarn to set before I do more planning. I don't think I showed you the flowers Tom got me for our anniversary. They're lovely, aren't they? They've been obviously in there for a few days, and the company that he got them from, Bloom and Wild, always include a little flower food for day 3 and encourage you to trim the stalks again so that they stay a bit longer. So that's what I'm going to do now. I am by no means a flower arranger of any kind. Right, change the angle so you can see a little bit better. But what the company tell you to do is to separate out your different flowers, your different stems, and then change the water, add the flower food to the water. I will give that a bit of a stir in a minute, and then just trim another inch or so off each of the stems. So that's what I'm going to do, and hopefully rearrange them in the nice way that I'd managed to rearrange them last time. I don't have a lot of vases, so they're going to have to go back in the same vase, but it always works quite nicely, and the flowers always last really, really well as well. afternoon, evening. It's about 6:30. Arthur is at football. Jasper is currently in the shower. I can hear him. Can you hear him? I'm not sure. Anyway, he's fine. I can hear him from here and he's playing very nicely. I'm just trying to decide what I'm going to work on this evening. We're having a relatively quiet evening. I don't quite know whether Thom wants to play computer games or whether we're going to watch something. Yeah, I don't know really. One of the questions that I did have that I didn't answer in yesterday's video was kind of all about kind of favourite TV shows and series and stuff like that. I'm not sure I could pick one. I really don't think I could pick one. We watch quite a variety of things. I certainly watch quite a lot because I watch stuff during the day when I'm not watching Critical Role. We're currently watching WandaVision, the Marvel one with Vision and Wanda. We're not very far through it yet, so no spoilers. But we're really enjoying that. We've just finished watching the second series of Snowpiercer on Netflix. And that's been really fun and surprisingly good. When we first sort of started watching it, I was expecting it to be a bit dodgy, a bit fun, you know, but actually it was really, really good. So I'd recommend that. Good fun. What else have we watched recently? I'm trying to remember. We haven't watched The Mandalorian yet on Disney, and that's one of the ones that's kind of on our list to watch, definitely. But yeah, we watch quite a lot of different things. We've been watching, when we've been like really, really tired and just wanting something completely chill out, you know, like, you know, when you just need something kind of slightly mindless. We've been watching quite a lot of Bones and catching up with that. We used to watch a lot of Bones, gosh, pre-children, ages and ages ago, and we haven't watched it for years, and I just found it on Amazon Prime, on Prime Video, and it was the perfect kind of chill out, mindless, comforting TV. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm trying to work out what I want to work on tonight. I'm at that kind of knitting paralysis. Does anyone else get that? Where you get to an evening and you're ready to kind of sit down and get your knitting out and you can't decide what to work on. I've been working a bit this afternoon on my picnic blanket socks. So I've added the second ruffle to my picnic blanket socks. This yarn is from Erin at Henny Penny Makes. It was her faded Christmas colourway, and it's really lovely. So there's one more, which I must be nearly, oh no, I've started the next ruffle. Yeah, so I'm on the next ruffle, that's the final one. I haven't cast on the second sock yet though, which is really, really bad of me. I should probably do that before I carry on. I'll certainly do that before I put the heel in this one anyway. But having been working on that quite a lot today, I kind of feel like I want something different. I've started the border, the ribbed border, on my baby vertebrae, as you can just kind of see, if the needles weren't sticking in the wrong places. So I've started that, but it's quite long rows and it's 1x1 rib, which is quite mindless but not very interesting, and I don't know, it's just rib, isn't it? But I'm so close. I mean, this is literally the last thing to do, and I've done like 1.5 centimetres, and I think it needs 3 centimetres. So yeah, I could do that, and that would be a project pretty much done if I did that this evening. I'm also, still, I haven't worked on this at all this week since I shared it on the podcast. But I'm still only like 1 inch away from starting the cuff on my campsite cardie. So I could work on that as well. Too many things. My blanket, so all my projects are right next to me on this bit of the sofa. I started the border on my blanket. I'm just doing a granny stitch, that's the word I want. A granny stitch border on that. I think I'm going to go around twice, and I've only done the edge, one edge. But I could work on that. I don't know. I don't know what to work on. But I have got my little case for my Kindle. I don't think I'd showed you this post blocking, had I? So yeah, there it is, post blocking. It fits quite nicely. I'm not looking for this to have any massive protection. It's basically, I wanted to do something so that I can put this down and my phone down with my phone on top of this without risking scratching the screen or anything like that. So it was basically just needs to be a layer so that I don't scratch it. So it's doing the job for that, and it's quite pretty. I probably would do it differently, I think, if I did it again. I have no idea how I would do it differently. I might look at doing a knitted one so that it's a bit more of a solid fabric. I'm not sure. But it's doing the job and it's pretty. But yeah, that's my knitting paralysis this evening. I'm going to let Tom do book of the day today. He hasn't done one in a while. I'm going to surprise him with that when he gets home from football and tell him he's got to do book of the day. He'll love me for that. But right now, I need to get Jasper out the shower.
Hello, and welcome to today's book of the day. So I think Helen had intended to ask me to do book of the day yesterday evening, but forgot. So I'm doing it first thing this morning before this goes up. So that's why it's daytime again. So the book I have chosen for book of the day today is this. On Comics and Legal Aesthetics, Multimodality and the Haunted Mask of Knowing by the world-renowned, world-leading scholar, Thomas Giddens. So this book is a groundbreaking work that examines comics, graphic fiction, right? But it examines it in the context of kind of law, legality, and justice. So it's about the kind of the ramifications, right, the implications for law and justice by the form of comics. I'm gonna have to pause because there's a noise. Right, I fixed the noise so I can carry on rambling about this masterwork of academic analysis of the form of comics. So comics and law is not a particularly intuitive connection to be made, which is probably why nobody had really thought about it before until this genius here, Thomas Giddens, wrote this amazing book all about the epistemological ramifications of comics for law. And the basic thesis is that comics, by being multimodal, by being about images and about words all jumbled up and mixed together, query the limited textual form of law, and give us access to the kind of fundamental assumptions about the ways in which law appears and the forms that justice can take. So that's what this book is all about. And if you want the hard copy, it will run you, so yes, it's not very much, it's only about 150 quid. And the paperback is about 40 quid. So cheap for such a groundbreaking, world-shattering creation of intellectual endeavour. So I highly recommend it to everybody. Back again, I forgot that I also need to say goodbye, and we'll see you tomorrow. And as Arthur would say, don't forget to like and subscribe.